I just sent breakup flowers to my girlfriend's best friend's apartment with a Life 360 screenshot. I'm probably about to become the villain in someone's Instagram story, but I need outside perspective on whether I just made the right call or completely overreacted. I've been with Camille for 2 years. Great relationship overall. We moved in together last year, talked about future plans, the whole thing. There's always been this one recurring issue though, her best friend Owen. They've known each other since college and she's always been really adamant about how men and women can totally be platonic friends, and how I need to not be that guy who gets weird about it. Fine. I'm not that guy. I've met Owen plenty of times, he seems fine, whatever. But here's where it gets complicated. In the past month, Camille has canceled plans with me 6 times. 6. Every single time the excuse is some variation of the group is getting together, or everyone's meeting up for drinks. The group being Owen, Jess, Nate, Leela, and Chris, her friends circle from college. I've hung out with them before, they're fine, no issues there. But I started noticing a pattern. March 8th, canceled our movie night for emergency group dinner. March 15th, late on a concert I'd bought tickets for because everyone's meeting at Owen's to help him move furniture. March 22nd, skipped my company dinner where I was getting an award for group game night. And so on. Every single time she cancels, Owen posts an Instagram story later that night. Not group shots, just him, a wine glass and his living room in the background. I mentioned it once and got a 15-minute lecture about how I was being insecure and letting toxic masculinity ruin a perfectly normal friendship, and how not everything needs to be documented for your comfort. Fair enough, I thought. Maybe I am being paranoid. Then came our anniversary last Tuesday. We had reservations at this place we'd been trying to get into for months. That morning everything was great, she was excited, talking about what she'd wear, the whole thing. Then at 4 p.m. I got, "Babe, I'm so sorry, Owen's having a really rough day and the group is meeting up to support him. We'll be at Leela's place, so don't wait up." I was annoyed, but I said fine. Usually I just let it go, but it got to a point. I remembered we'd set up Life 360 months ago when she was traveling for work and wanted me to know she got to hotels safely. We never turned it off, so I checked. She wasn't at their usual bar. She wasn't at any restaurant the group frequented. She was at Skyline Lofts, which is where Owen lives. The little blue dot just sitting there stationary on the 8th floor. For 3 hours. I sat with that information for about an hour, just staring at my phone, watching that dot not move. Didn't text, didn't call, didn't do anything stupid. Just thought about every group hangout that mysteriously happened during our plans. Thought about how she'd come home smelling like wine and tell me about these amazing group conversations. Thought about how every time I'd suggest joining one of these hangouts, there was suddenly a reason why it wouldn't work, too last minute, too small of a space, they'd already left, whatever. Then I did something that's either brilliant or insane. I ordered flowers, white tulips, her favorite, had them delivered to the front desk at Skyline Lofts, addressed to Camille. The card read, "Camille, since the group hangouts seem to only include 2 people, I'll save you the trouble of covering for them. We're done. Enjoy your evening. Tyler. P.S. Life 360 is still on." Then I spent the next 4 hours packing up all her stuff, boxing it neatly, and scheduling a locksmith for first thing Wednesday morning. Around 11 p.m. my phone started blowing up. First, Camille. "Are you serious right now? I told you I was at Leela's place. I was just dropping Owen off and you send flowers there. This is insane, you're tracking me." Then Owen, then Jess, then Nate. Everyone in the group suddenly very concerned about my misunderstanding. I didn't respond to any of them. Here's what I'm struggling with. Part of me feels like I should have confronted her first, had an actual conversation. But another part of me is looking at 6 canceled dates, 3 hours at Owen's place on our anniversary, and a coordinated group response that appeared within minutes, and thinking, I made the right call. My best friends Mara and Leo are on my side. They've been suspicious of the Owen thing for months. But Camille's mom called me this morning. Don't know how she got my number, saying I'm destroying a good relationship over paranoia, and that her daughter just has a big heart and likes helping friends. So Reddit, did I overreact? Should I have given her a chance to explain? Or is this one of those situations where the pattern is clear enough that a conversation would just be more gaslighting? Edit for everyone asking. No, I don't have proof they're sleeping together. But I have proof she lied about where she was and who she was with repeatedly, including on our anniversary. That's enough for me. Update 1. Thanks for all the responses. The "you dodged a bullet" comments helped, even if some of you thought I was too harsh. I'm writing this because the situation escalated in ways I genuinely didn't expect. So Wednesday morning, I changed the locks like planned. Around noon, I get a text from Camille. I'm coming to talk after work. I told her there was nothing to talk about. Her stuff was already boxed and she could arrange pickup with building management. Clean, simple. That's when things got weird. Within an hour, I got individual messages from all 4 friends in her group. Not like, "Hey man, sorry about what happened" messages. I mean coordinated messages. Just sent me a 3-paragraph text about how I didn't understand the full picture and how the entire group was there that night helping him through work stress. Nate called me and said word for word the same thing about everyone being there. Leela sent Instagram screenshots of their group chat from that night, except the timestamps were wrong and didn't match when Camille was actually at Owen's place. Chris, who I've maybe spoken to twice in 2 years, messaged me, "Bro, you really misunderstood. We were all at Leela's place. Camille was just dropping Owen off at his place after that." It was so obviously planned, like they'd all gotten together and decided who would say what. The thing is, I work in dev ops. I spend my entire day looking at logs, timestamps, and patterns. This was a pattern. I sent each of them the same response. A screenshot of Life 360 showing Camille's location at 7:47 p.m. when she canceled, 9:15 p.m. when Owen posted his brainstorming story, and 10:52 p.m. still there. Then I muted them all. Thursday is where it gets more intense. I work in a building with pretty tight security. You need a badge to get past the lobby. Apparently Camille showed up at 2 p.m. and told security she needed to talk to me urgently. They called up. I said I was busy, she could email if needed. She waited in the lobby for 4 hours. When I finally left at 6 p.m., she was still there. I'm not gonna lie, it was uncomfortable. She looked exhausted, like she'd been crying. Part of me felt bad, but then she started talking. "Tyler, please just listen to me. Owen was going through a crisis at work. I went to support a friend, that's it. That's all it was." I asked why she lied about going to Leela's place, about the group being there. She said they were at Leela's, they just decided to go Owen's place later. I asked why her location showed her there for 3 straight hours if that was the case. She said I was obsessing over data instead of trusting her. Here's the thing, I might have believed some version of this a month ago. But 6 canceled dates, all with the same excuse. I told her, even if nothing happened between you and him, you prioritized him over me 6 times in 1 month. You lied about where you were. That's enough. She tried a different angle. We've been together 2 years. You're throwing that away because you're insecure about me having a male friend. Wow, seriously, 2 years and you still think every man wants me. I said, I'm ending it because you spent our anniversary at his apartment and lied about it. If Owen needed support, you could have rescheduled with me, been honest, or literally anything other than lie. Then I turned and walked away. Friday brought a new complication I'd completely forgotten about: Lisbon. We'd booked a trip for May, flights, hotel, tour, everything. I'd paid for it all up front, about $3,000 total. Camille sent me a long message about how, regardless of our relationship status, we should still go because the tickets are non-refundable and we're adults who can handle this maturely. I logged into the booking site and changed everything to single occupancy. Sent her a screenshot with, "Don't worry, there are still plenty of hotels available if you want to book something with Owen. Lisbon's beautiful this time of year." She lost it. Called me petty, immature, controlling. Said I was punishing her financially for having friends. I pointed out that I paid for the trip, she'd contributed nothing, and she was welcome to book her own vacation wherever she wanted. That's when the Instagram stories started. Jess posted some vague thing about never letting anyone make you feel bad for having friends of the opposite sex, with a bunch of broken heart emojis. No names, but pretty obvious. A few mutual acquaintances reached out asking if I was okay, clearly having heard some version of events. I don't usually post personal stuff, but I posted one story. Just the Life 360 screenshot showing the blue dot at Skyline Lofts with the timestamp from our anniversary night. Caption: don't share your location if you're afraid of the truth. That's it. No explanation, no tags, nothing else. But apparently it was enough. 3 people who'd messaged me supporting Camille suddenly went quiet. Saturday night, I came home to find my motorcycle in the parking garage with a fresh key scratch down the entire left side, deep enough that it's going to need a full repaint. There's a security camera in the garage. I couldn't see who did it clearly, but I could see they were wearing a hoodie and these distinctive mint green Adidas sneakers. I bought Camille those exact sneakers for her birthday last year. Custom color, not a standard release. Then Sunday morning, I got a text from an unknown number. Hope your bike matches the hoodie I gave you now. I screenshotted everything, filed a police report, and got a repair estimate. $2,100 for the paint job. I'm normally pretty level-headed about conflict, but this crossed a line. The lies were one thing. Actively destroying my property is another. My insurance will cover most of it, but there's still the deductible and the principle of the thing. Mara thinks I should pursue this legally. Leo thinks I should just cut my losses and move on. I'm leaning toward Mara's advice, honestly. Not out of revenge, just because actions should have consequences. Part of me still can't believe this is how a 2-year relationship ends. Over just a friend, and a pattern of lies that everyone around her was willing to coordinate to cover up. The friend group hasn't reached out since my Instagram story. Camille's still texting, alternating between apologizing and accusing me of being controlling. I blocked her number this morning. I'm not trying to win some breakup. I just want to move on without more drama. Though based on how this week went, I'm not optimistic about the drama being over. Edit. For everyone asking about the police report, yes, I filed one. They said without clear face identification on camera, it's hard to pursue criminally, but the report exists if I need it for insurance or civil court. And yes, the text message from the unknown number was stupid on their part. That plus the distinctive shoes might be enough if I go the small claims route. Update 2. Several people warned me that things would escalate, and you were right. This got messier before it got cleaner. Monday evening, I get a knock on my door around 8 p.m. I check the peephole and it's Owen, just standing there looking uncomfortable. I almost didn't answer. But I also live in a one-party consent state for recordings, and something told me this conversation might be useful later. So I started a voice memo on my phone, put it in my pocket, and opened the door. Owen immediately goes into this whole speech about how Camille is devastated and how I need to stop attacking her publicly. I asked what he meant by publicly. I'd posted one Instagram story with a screenshot, no names, no accusations. He said everyone knows what you meant and that I was making her look bad. I asked him flat out, were you two dating while she was with me? He hesitated. Then, look man, it's not that simple. We've had feelings for a long time, but we never acted on anything while you two were together. Then he said something that honestly made the whole recording worth it. You broke up with her over nothing. We weren't hooking up. We were just spending time together because I was going through stuff at work and she was being a good friend. Now that you're out of the picture, yeah, we're together. But that doesn't mean anything happened before. I asked if he thought spending 3 hours alone with her on our anniversary, while she lied to me about group plans, was nothing. He got defensive. Said I was making it about the technicalities instead of understanding that emotional support between friends is normal. I told him, you can rationalize however you want. She lied repeatedly. You both knew exactly what you were doing, and now my motorcycle needs $2,100 in repairs. His face changed. What motorcycle? I said someone keyed it Saturday night. Someone wearing mint green Adidas sneakers. Owen looked genuinely confused. Camille has those shoes, but she wouldn't. He stopped himself. Look, I don't know anything about that. I asked if he'd come to my apartment to defend her or to clear his own conscience. He didn't really have an answer, just said he thought if we talked man to man, I'd understand their perspective. I told him we were done talking and closed the door. Tuesday, I filed in small claims court. The claim is for the motorcycle damage. $2,100 repair cost plus the $500 deductible I had to pay. I attached the security footage showing the distinctive shoes, the text message admitting to the damage, and Owen's recorded statement confirming Camille owns those exact shoes. I also requested the maximum amount the court allows for filing fees and lost time from work. Camille found out about the filing Wednesday. She sent me a long email. I have it set to automatically archive anything from her address, but I checked the preview. Lots of "I can't believe you do this and you're trying to humiliate me." Her mom called. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail about how I'm taking this too far and how the legal system isn't for petty relationship disputes. Thursday, I got added to a group chat. Owen, Camille, Jess, Nate, Leela, and Chris. Jess sent a message. "We all know what really happened here. You couldn't handle Camille having close friendships, so you're trying to punish her legally now. This is harassment." I screenshotted it and left the chat, added it to my evidence folder. Mara pointed out something interesting. She said in all of Camille's messages, the texts, the emails, the attempts to get me to talk, she's never once actually denied that she was alone with Owen those 6 times. She's defended it, justified it, explained it, but never denied it. That tells you everything. The court date is set for 3 weeks from now. I've got my evidence organized. My lawyer friend said I have a strong case for the property damage. The relationship stuff doesn't really matter legally, but it establishes pattern and motive. Some of you asked if I think this is worth it for $2,600. Honestly, it's not about the money at this point. It's about the principle. You don't get to lie to someone for months, destroy their property when get caught, and then face 0 consequences. If I win this case, great. If I don't, at least I know I documented everything and didn't just roll over. In the meantime, I've been going to the gym more, picked up some extra shifts at work, and started planning that solo Lisbon trip. Changed the dates to July instead of May, gives me something to look forward to after all this legal stuff is settled. Court in 3 weeks. I'll update after that. Final update. It's been about 6 weeks since my last update, and enough has happened that I figured I owe you all a final wrap-up. First, the court case. It was honestly anticlimactic. I presented my evidence, the security footage showing the distinctive mint Adidas shoes, the text message admitting to the vandalism, Owen's recording where he confirmed Camille owned those exact shoes, and the repair invoices. Camille's defense was basically that she was emotionally distressed and that I was using the legal system to harass her. The judge asked her directly if she sent the text message from the unknown number. She admitted she did, but claimed it was just venting, and she didn't actually damage the motorcycle. The judge asked why she'd text about the bike matching a hoodie if she didn't know anything about the damage. She didn't have a good answer. He ruled in my favor. $2,400 total, the $2,100 repair, my $500 deductible, and $300 in filing fees and lost wages. Payment plan of $200 per month for 12 months, starting immediately. Camille looked like she wanted to argue more, but her lawyer, yes, she hired a lawyer for small claims court, told her to just accept it and leave. Here's where it gets interesting. About 2 weeks after court, I get a message from Leela. You know, one of the friends who was part of the coordinated, they were all there cover-up campaign. She sends me this long apology about how she didn't realize what was really going on and how she feels terrible about lying for Camille. Apparently, Owen and Camille moved in together pretty much right after our breakup. Fast, but whatever. About 3 weeks into living together, Camille found messages between Owen and Leela on his laptop. Flirty messages, recent messages, messages from while Owen was supposedly going through work stress and needed Camille's support. Turns out Owen had been talking to Leela the entire time, the same Leela who'd been helping cover for his and Camille's friendship. The irony is almost too perfect. Camille confronted him. He admitted they'd been talking for a few months, and Leela genuinely believed he and Camille were just friends. And now their whole friend group has basically imploded. Jess isn't speaking to either of them. Nate moved out of the apartment he shared with Chris because Chris took Owen's side. The whole coordinated lying squad fell apart. Leela's apology message included, "I know this doesn't make what we did okay, but I wanted you to know you weren't crazy. They were definitely more than friends, and we all knew it. I'm sorry we made you feel like you were overreacting. I appreciated the honesty, even if it came way too late. The first $200 payment hit my account last week. It's set up as an automatic transfer, so every month I get this little reminder that actions have consequences. As for me, I took that Lisbon trip in July. Went solo, stayed in a hostel, met some other travelers, and spent a week learning to surf badly and eating way too much seafood. It was exactly what I needed. No drama, no location tracking, no wondering if someone was lying about where they were. I've been on a few dates since then. Nothing serious yet, but I'm not in a rush. Mostly just focused on work, the gym, and spending time with Mara and Leo, who honestly deserve medals for putting up with all my venting during this whole thing. Changed gyms, changed my grocery routine, blocked everyone involved on everything except the payment app. The building installed better security cameras in the parking garage after I filed my report, so at least something good came out of the vandalism. The Life 360 screenshot that started all this. Still have it saved. Not because I'm hung up on it, but because it's a good reminder. If someone has to lie about where they are, they probably shouldn't be there. To everyone who commented, argued with me, supported me, or told me I was being petty, thanks for the perspective. Even the critical comments made me think harder about whether I was handling things right. The monthly payment reminder shows up in 12 days. I'm thinking I might put it towards surfing lessons. Thanks, Reddit. This chapter is closed.